This is your heart-opening yoga flow practice. Hi friends, welcome back to your practice. I am Katie Arnold. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is the first class that you have taken from me. This is our heart-opening yoga flow. We are going to create space in our heart space, open up that chest, and think about this in a lot of ways as like the reverse of how we spend most of our days, right? That time kind of hunched over our computers, our devices, and instead opening up that heart space, pulling those shoulders back. It's going to be a really beautiful practice. This practice is also a flow style practice. It is a Vinyasa class, so prepare to build a little bit of heat in the body, even in a short practice like this one. You don't need any props for your practice today, so go ahead, roll out your yoga mat if it's not already, and meet me right back here. All right, friends, so we are going to get started lying all the way down on our backs. So plant those feet, roll all the way down, and you can choose here how you want to start. If you want to start in Shavasana with the legs extended, you're welcome to. You could have the feet planted with the knees up towards the ceiling. You can also take a variation of that, like I'm doing right now. My feet are about as wide as my yoga mat, knees knocking in towards one another. This just feels really good on that low back. So take whatever position on your back feels best today. Let those arms rest down beside you. Soften them out of the ears. Get out any of the wiggles to find that place that's truly comfortable for you. Maybe soften the eyelids down. I invite you to set an intention for your practice today if that feels good for you. My intention lately in my personal practice, as well as a lot of the classes that I teach in person lately, has all been around this idea of presence. And so I just want to invite you, if that resonates with you, if you find that you maybe haven't been super present in different interactions lately, in conversations with friends, in each present moment of your life, I just want to invite that idea in here. And I think kind of with our practice of heart opening today, that idea of presence really fits in nicely. We're going to open space in our hearts, and that idea of presence allows more love to flow in. It allows more abundance and joy to flow in when we can be really present in those moments. So just see where that lands. Pick it up if it resonates, leave it there if it doesn't. And building our Ujjayi breath, so that nose to nose breathing, that inhaling through the nose, exhaling back out through the nose. Inhaling through the nose, feeling that slight constriction at the back of the throat. Exhale back out through the nose. Keeping that breath going, bring the knees into the chest. Take a few gentle rocks side to side, maybe circle those knees. Switch the direction of your circles. Bring those knees to center and drop them over towards the left. Let that right arm come out of the right shoulder, facing either up towards the ceiling or maybe over that right shoulder, whatever feels good for your body today. Inhale the knees back through center, and then drop them to the other side. Again, maybe shifting your gaze over your left shoulder, maybe keeping it right up towards the ceiling. gaze back through center. And straighten both legs up towards the ceiling. Grab onto the back of that right leg and just bring that left leg all the way down to the mat, softening it down. Hugging this right leg in closer to the body. You can circle around the ankles. And bringing that left leg up to meet the right, switch to the other side. So let that right leg slowly fall down, hugging that left leg in, opening up the back of the hamstring, well, opening up the back of the leg, which is the hamstring. Maybe taking those ankle circles and bringing that right leg up to meet the left. And now curl the chin in towards the chest. So essentially lifting those shoulders off of the mat a little bit, drop that left leg, let it hover off of the mat, and then switch, and switch, turning the stretch into a little bit of core work, switch, and switch, and switch, pull that belly in, switch, and switch, and switch. Bring both knees into your chest, take a few rock and rolls, up and down along the length of your spine. And coming to a tabletop position, crossing those ankles. Our wrists are going to come underneath our shoulders, knees underneath those hips. Create that long spine. And then inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, coming through cow pose. Exhale, belly button to spine, chin to chest. Inhale through cow, heart shines forward, gaze pulls forward. Exhale through cat, let that spine round. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, spine rounds. 2 more times. Inhale through your cow pose. Exhale through cat. Final time through. Inhale back to that neutral tabletop. Curl those toes under. Let your hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk out your down dog. Pedaling the feet, bending one knee, bending the other. And start to find some stillness. So we look like that upside down V. Let your chest press back towards your thighs. Feel those heels pulling down in the direction of our yoga mats. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale that right leg high behind you. And exhale, step it through in between your hands. Soften that left knee down. Right knee tracking over that right ankle. And inhale, sweep both arms up. Anjaneyasana, nice low lunge. Hips square with the top of your yoga mat. Big inhale breath, reach up through those fingertips. And exhale, just soften the shoulders slightly out of the ears. Big breath in. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Start to roll onto the heel of that right foot, flexing those right toes back towards your face, walking those fingertips back a little bit. Starting to straighten that front leg, a little half splits. Inhale, bring it back forward to that low lunge. And then exhale, shift it back to that half splits. Inhale, shift it forward. And exhale, shift it back. And let's hold right here this time. Full round of breath. Inhale, bring it back forward to that low lunge. Curl those left toes under and just step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Feet are hips width distance. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale up, halfway lift. Long spine, flat back. Exhale and fold forward. Root down through your feet. Inhale, stand all the way up, sweeping your arms up and overhead. Exhale, let your hands come down through heart center. Pause for a full round of breath. Inhale, sweep those arms out nice and wide. And exhale, hinging at your hips, fold all the way back down. Inhale up, flat back, that halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step it back to meet me in a high plank. So palms pressing into the mat. Heels pulling towards the back of the space. At any point, you can always drop your knees down, but still keep that core engagement, okay? Big inhale breath. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck the toes. Keep those hands underneath your shoulders. Feel the elbows hugging in close to the side of the body. And inhale, gently lift the head, lift the chest to a baby cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Again, inhale, lift it up for your baby cobra. And exhale, lower. One more time, inhale, the baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale up through your tabletop, or you could take it through high plank. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Big breath in. Big breath out to center. Inhale that left leg high behind you. Exhale, step it through in between your hands. Soften that right knee down. Left knee over the left ankle this time. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Stay and hold. Soften those shoulders out of the ears. Big breath in. Exhale, bring those hands down to the mat. Come onto the heel of that left foot. Shift those hips back. Half splits. Inhale, bring it back forward, low lunge. Exhale, shift it back to that half split, opening up that hamstring. Inhale, bring it forward. Last time, exhale, shift it back to that half split. Full round of breath. Inhale, bring it back forward, low lunge. Curl those back toes under, step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale up to that halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold forward. Root down through those feet. Inhale, stand all the way up, sweeping the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Full breath. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, up, flat back. Exhale, meet me in a high plank pose. First chaturanga here. So stay with straight legs or drop down onto your knees. Inhale, take a gentle shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway down, elbows in close. Inhale, upward facing dog, heart shines forward, thighs lift up off the mat. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale that right leg high behind you. Exhale, bring that knee to your right elbow. Inhale, send it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, step that right foot all the way through in between your hands. Runner's lunge. Keep that left hand down. Inhale, reach that right arm up, adding a twist. Really reaching up through those fingertips. Big inhale breath. Exhale, back down. Plant that left foot. Inhale, reach up, warrior one. So hips square with the front of the space. I really like to bring my hands to my hips and give myself a little adjustment, pulling that right hip back slightly, that left hip forward, and then reaching those arms back up overhead. Big inhale. Exhale, find that bind at your low back, clasping your hands together. Inhale, puff that chest up, pull the shoulder blades back, broaden through the chest. Exhale, humble your warrior. Right shoulder is going to come down on the inside of that right thigh, keeping that bind, allowing it to reach up and overhead if it feels okay in your shoulders. If not, just bring the hands down to the low back. You'll get that similar sensation without going quite so deep. And big inhale breath. Big exhale. Inhale, bring it back up through your warrior one. Exhale, open up warrior two. So hips now open towards the long edge of our mat. We have a heel to arch alignment with those feet. Arms at a T, gazing over that front middle finger. Big inhale breath. Big exhale. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Start to reach those right fingertips forward. And then exhale, bring that right hand down to the shin. Left arm reaching up and overhead. Triangle pose. Feel those active legs pulling towards one another, firing on the thighs. Big breath in. Exhale, runner's lunge. Hands framing that front foot, and then hop that back foot about halfway or a third of the way up your mat. Squaring those hips again. We're now in our pyramid pose. I like to come onto my fingertips here, folding over this front leg. Big breath in. Exhale, meet at the top of your mat, feet together. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, unfold, big toes touch, little space between your heels. Inhale, bend your knees, sink your seat, chair pose. Settle in here. Look down past those knees. Make sure you can see all 10 toes. If not, slide the seat back slightly till you can. Big inhale breath. Exhale, find a bind at your low back, clasping those hands together. Inhale, puff that chest up, start to stand all the way up. And exhale, hinging forward, forward fold with that bind. Releasing your hands down, inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, high plank pose. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale that left leg back behind you. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, send it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through in between your hands, runner's lunge. Keep that right hand down. Inhale, reach that left arm up, finding your twist. Big inhale breath. Exhale, back to that runner's lunge. Plant that right foot. Inhale as your warrior one. Squaring those hips, pulling those low ribs in, engaging that core. Big inhale breath. Exhale as that bind at your low back. Clasping your hands together. Inhale, puff that chest up. Exhale, humble your warrior. Left shoulder comes down. Keep that binder, bring it to the low back. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, back up through that warrior one. Exhale, open up warrior two. Settle in. Inhale, straighten that front leg, reaching those left fingertips forward. Exhale, bring it down, triangle pose. Reach up through those right fingertips. Take that gaze wherever feels best for you, down at your mat for a little bit of stability, maybe straight ahead. For a challenge up towards that right hand, one more. Inhale. Exhale, runner's lunge. Hopping that right foot up about a third to a half of your mat. Square those hips. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. Pyramid pose. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold, top of your space. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward, big toes touch. Inhale, chair pose, sink that seat down, sweep those arms up. Settle for your breath out. Big inhale breath. Exhale, find that bind at your low back, clasp those hands together. Inhale, puff that chest up, start to stand all the way up, and exhale, forward fold. Big inhale breath. Exhale, release those hands down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, move through your flow. So step it back to that high plank. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Coming down onto those knees. Standing up on your knees. Tops of your toes can stay down on the mat, or you can tuck those toes underneath you. Bring your hands down to your low back like you have back pockets that you're tucking your fingertips in. Pull those elbows towards one another. Start to puff that chest up and pull those hands down like you're gently guiding that tailbone down as you puff that chest up. Gently dropping the head back. Super mild version of our camel pose. Breathing deeply. Inhale, starting to stand back up, coming all the way down onto your heels, sitting right here. Allow those palms to face up. If you noticed yourself get a little bit of dizziness through that camel pose, that is common. It is not anything to worry about, but reconnect with that breath. Right here, allow it to settle. And start to fold yourself forward into a child's pose. You can just reach those arms back behind you, grabbing onto the bottoms of the feet. If you'd prefer the variation of child's pose with your knees apart and arms reaching forward, you are welcome to take that as well. Notice that breath. Sitting yourself back up. Roll on to one hip. Swing both legs around in front of you, and we'll meet back down on our backs. Keeping that left foot planted, go ahead and cross that right ankle over the left thigh, figure 4. Stay right here if this is enough, or hug those legs in closer to the body, clasping behind the left thigh. Gently releasing that left foot back to the mat. Uncross your legs and take it to the other side. So right foot plants, left ankle crosses over the right thigh. Staying here if this is enough. Otherwise, hugging that leg packaging closer. Breathing into any tightness. Creating a little bit more space in the hips. Gently releasing that right foot down, unwind, bring both knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your shins, bring your nose up to your knees, take one more big inhale breath. Exhale, extend to your final Shavasana, let those legs and arms come out long. Allow those feet to open out. Palms facing up towards the sky in a gentle act of receiving. Settle in for a few moments, integrating all the components of our practice. Gently wiggle fingers and toes, bringing some small movements back to your body, rolling the wrists and the ankles, maybe taking a big good morning stretch, reaching long fingertips to toes. rolling over onto your favorite side, coming into a fetal position. And as you're ready, you're pressing yourself up to an easy seat, meeting me here. Letting your roots be heavy. Let the crown of your head pull up towards the sky above you. Inhale, sweep those arms out nice and wide, palms meeting overhead. Exhale, let your hands come down through heart center. Thank you all so much for joining me. Om Shanti. Peace. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, please take a moment to subscribe, like this video, comment below. Let me know if there's something you're working on in your practice. And if you have not already grabbed my free mindful movement class calendar, it is an entire month of yoga practices that help you pick the class each day based on where your body is at, recognizing that what works for my body one day is not what's going to work for my body the next day and the next day and the next day. So it allows us to learn to meet our bodies where they're at every single day. So grab that at the link in the description, and I will meet you all back on your mats for your next practice.